It's 3:14 a.m. You're wide awake. Again. You're not just awake. Your heart is pounding, your mind is racing, and you're staring at the ceiling, consumed by a silent, frustrating panic. You've been told this is just a normal part of getting older, but this doesn't feel normal. It feels like a nightly betrayal by your own body. And here is the hidden truth. It is a betrayal. It's a hormonal assault. Right now, as you lie there, your levels of the stress hormone cortisol are surging, potentially 400% higher than they should be at this hour. This isn't just ruining your sleep, it's a catastrophe for your health. That nightly cortisol spike is literally accelerating the aging of your brain, shrinking your precious deep sleep cycles, and scientific studies show it can double your risk for memory loss, stroke, and muscle decline. But what if the entire fix wasn't a powerful, side effect-laden sleeping pill? What if the solution was already in your kitchen? Today, we are not just giving you a list of tips. We are giving you the definitive guide to conquering nighttime cortisol based on rock-solid science, so you can finally reclaim your right to a full, deep, and restorative night's sleep. Before we dive into the solutions, I have to ask, what time do you wake up? Is it 2 a.m., 3 a.m., or 4 a.m. on the dot? Let me know in the comments below. We are reading every single one, and your answer helps more people than you know. The 4 a.m. cortisol catastrophe. Why your body is betraying you. First, we must understand the enemy. You've heard of cortisol, and it's been painted as the bad guy, but it's not. Cortisol is your get-up-and-go hormone. It's the hormone of vigilance. When your alarm clock goes off at 7 a.m., a healthy cortisol spike is what gives you the energy to throw off the covers and start your day. It's supposed to be highest in the morning and lowest between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m., when your sleep hormone, melatonin, takes over. The problem you are facing is what sleep scientists call a flipped curve. Your cortisol is low in the morning, making you feel groggy and exhausted, and it is high in the middle of the night, yanking you awake like an alarm clock. But why? Your body isn't stupid. It's doing this for a reason. There are 3 primary triggers for this 3 a.m. cortisol spike. The first trigger is a blood sugar crash. Your brain, even when you're asleep, is incredibly hungry and burns through energy. Your liver stores that energy as a fuel reserve called glycogen, but after age 60, your liver's ability to store this glycogen diminishes. So, around 3 a.m., that fuel tank runs empty. Your brain, sensing a fuel emergency, hits the panic button. That panic button is cortisol. It floods your system to wake you up, and more importantly, to start breaking down your own muscle tissue to create new sugar. That heart-pounding panic you feel, it's your brain screaming for fuel. The second trigger is hidden inflammation. As we age, many of us live with low-grade chronic inflammation from arthritis, gut issues, or old injuries. To your ancient biology, inflammation means one thing: danger. It means you are wounded or sick. Your body doesn't know you just have a creaky knee. It thinks you've been attacked. In response, it pumps out cortisol to manage the inflammation, keeping your entire nervous system on high alert, making deep, restorative sleep impossible. And the third trigger is a dysregulated HPA axis. This stands for hypothalamic pituitary adrenal. Think of this as your body's central smoke alarm system. In a healthy person, this alarm goes off only during real stress. But in modern life, we have broken the alarm. Late-night scrolling on phones, stressful news, dehydration, and certain medications have taught this alarm system to stay on 24/7. Your body is stuck in survival mode. To fix your sleep, we don't need to drug you. We need to fix these 3 triggers. We need to refuel your liver, calm the inflammation, and reset your body's smoke alarm. And we can do that with the 6 powerful tools we're about to cover. Let's start with number 6. Number 6, the blood sugar stabilizer, raw apple cider vinegar. If you are waking up with a racing heart, this is the first thing you should try. The solution is to prevent that 2 a.m. blood sugar crash from ever happening. The acetic acid in raw apple cider vinegar acts like a speed bump for your digestion. It slows down the conversion of any carbohydrates you ate at dinner into sugar, ensuring a slow, steady release of fuel all night long. This simple action has profound consequences. A study from Arizona State University found that taking vinegar before bed significantly lowered morning blood sugar readings. For you, this means your liver's glycogen stores don't get depleted. Your brain never senses a fuel emergency. It never hits the panic button. The 3 a.m. cortisol surge simply doesn't happen. Let's talk about Margaret, a 70-year-old retired nurse from Detroit. She'd wake up every night gasping, her heart pounding so hard she was convinced she was having a heart attack. Her cardiologist found nothing. She started what she calls her sour shot 30 minutes before bed. Within 1 week, the nightly heart palpitations stopped completely. It wasn't a heart problem, it was a fuel problem. Here is the detailed how-to. You need exactly 1 tablespoon, not 2, which can be too acidic. You must dilute it in 4 ounces of warm water, not cold, as the warm water helps it absorb and doesn't shock your system. And you must use the raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar with the mother. That cloudy, murky stuff is a collection of enzymes and beneficial bacteria that help your gut, which is another key player in regulating cortisol. The common mistake is drinking it straight. This will damage your tooth enamel and esophagus. The other mistake is using the clear, filtered, pasteurized vinegar you see in most stores. That stuff is dead. It's just sour water. It must be raw, unfiltered, and with the mother. Number 5, the master mineral. Calm switch, magnesium glycinate powder. If your problem isn't just a racing heart, but also restless legs, muscle cramps, or a mind that will not shut off, your body is likely screaming for magnesium. Over 80% of seniors are deficient in this master mineral. Magnesium is the off switch for your nervous system. It binds to your brain's calming receptors, called GABA receptors, and tells your entire body to relax. But here's the secret the experts know. Not all magnesium is created equal. You cannot just take any pill. You need magnesium glycinate. This form is what's called chelated, meaning the magnesium is attached to the amino acid glycine. Why? Think of the glycine as a high-speed taxi that drives the magnesium directly across the highly protected blood-brain barrier, delivering it right to the brain receptors where it's needed most. It also directly blocks the receptors that cortisol uses to keep you wired. It physically gets in the way, telling your stress hormones, "You're not welcome here tonight." Robert, a 65-year-old retired mechanic, told me his legs ached and twitched so badly at night he'd have to get up and walk around. He called it his nightly dance. He thought it was just bad circulation, but it was a classic, severe magnesium deficiency. 2 nights after starting magnesium glycinate powder, his legs were completely still. His mind was calm. He slept through the night for the first time in a decade. Here is the detailed how-to. We want the powder form, as it absorbs much faster than pills. 1 level tablespoon, which is typically 300 to 400 milligrams, is the sweet spot for sleep. Mix it in 6 ounces of warm water and drink it slowly over 5 minutes, about 1 hour before bed. The most common mistake, and please listen to this, is buying the wrong kind. Do not buy magnesium oxide. It is cheap, your body absorbs less than 4% of it, and it is a powerful laxative. You will not sleep, but you will be running to the bathroom. Do not buy magnesium citrate, which is also used primarily for digestion. You must get magnesium glycinate or bisglycinate. It is the only form that is 100% focused on calming your brain and muscles. Number 4, the anti-inflammatory sleep signal. Tart cherry juice. Concentrate. If you wake up from joint pain, stiffness, or a general feeling of being achy and inflamed, this is your solution. As we discussed, inflammation signals danger to your body, triggering a cortisol release. Tart cherries are the most powerful anti-inflammatory fruit on the planet. They work in 2 ways. First, as researchers at Louisiana State University found, they contain the highest natural concentration of melatonin found in any food. This is your body's natural sleep signal hormone. Second, and more importantly, they are packed with a deep red compound called anthocyanins. These are super potent anti-inflammatories. They work like a natural aspirin, telling your immune system to stand down and turning off that inflammatory cortisol signal. George, a 72-year-old retired teacher, had such bad arthritis in his hips that the pain would jolt him awake every time he moved. He was convinced he'd just have to live on painkillers. His wife had him start taking tart cherry concentrate. After about a week, he noticed something amazing. He wasn't just sleeping longer. His morning stiffness was 50% better. He was calming the root cause of his sleeplessness, the inflammation. Here is the how-to. You must get the concentrate, not the juice drink or cocktail. Look for 100% pure Montmorency tart cherry concentrate. The dose is 1 tablespoon. Mix it into 6 ounces of water about 30 minutes before bed. It will taste, as the name implies, very tart. That tartness is the power. The common mistake is buying the juice blend. If you look at the ingredients, it's 90% apple or grape juice, which is loaded with sugar. That will spike your blood sugar and make your sleep worse. It must be 100% concentrate. Also, be patient. The melatonin effect works on night 1, but the powerful anti-inflammatory benefits build over about 7 to 10 days. Number 3. The Adrenal Recalibrator, ashwagandha root powder. If your problem is that you are wired and tired, meaning you're exhausted all day, but the moment your head hits the pillow, your mind starts racing about finances, family, or your health, your HPA axis, your body's smoke alarm, is broken. This is where we use an ancient tool called an adaptogen. Ashwagandha is the king of adaptogens. It doesn't just lower cortisol, it recalibrates your entire stress response system. The active compounds, called withanalydes, work in a truly intelligent way. They physically sit in the cortisol receptors in your brain. So, when your body floods you with stress hormones at 2 a.m., the cortisol has nowhere to dock. It can't activate the panic signal. What's incredible is that it's smart. It lowers cortisol when it's too high, but studies show it can help raise cortisol in the morning when it's too low. It is a true system balancer. Tom, a 62-year-old from Seattle, was a classic wired and tired executive. He'd wake up at 2 a.m. with his mind designing spreadsheets. He called ashwagandha his off switch for the worrying mind. Here is the how-to. For this, we want the whole root powder, not just an extract, as the root contains all the synergistic compounds. 1 level tablespoon of the powder, mixed into 8 ounces of warm milk. Dairy or a plant-based milk like almond or oat milk works perfectly. The fat in the milk helps the compounds absorb and makes it a soothing bedtime ritual. Take this about 1 hour before bed. The common mistake is expecting it to work like a sleeping pill. It will not knock you out on day 1. It is not a sedative, it is a regulator. You must take it consistently for 2 to 3 weeks to allow it to fully recalibrate your adrenal system. This is a long-term fix, not a temporary band-aid. Number 2. The liver's all clear. Signal, raw honey. This is one of the most effective, simple, and misunderstood solutions for the 3 a.m. blood sugar crash wake-up. Many people are terrified of this, asking, "Sugar before bed? Are you crazy?" But this is not about eating a candy bar. We are using a specific type of sugar as a medicine. Remember, your brain panics when its liver fuel tank runs low. 1 tablespoon of raw honey provides the perfect and unique combination of fructose and glucose to restock your liver glycogen for exactly 8 hours. The fructose component is key. It's what your liver prefers for glycogen storage. It works like a time-release fuel pellet. Taking it before bed sends a powerful, all-clear signal to your brain, telling it, "We have more than enough fuel. You can stand down. You can power down for the entire night. No panic required." Sarah, a 67-year-old grandmother, was skeptical. She'd been told her whole life to avoid sugar, especially at night. But her 3:30 a.m. wake-ups were relentless. She tried everything else. Finally, she tried 1 spoonful of raw honey. That night, she slept until 6 a.m. She thought it was a fluke. It happened the next night, and the next. She wasn't waking up because she was a bad sleeper. She was waking up because her brain was starving. Here is the how-to, and it is very specific. 1 tablespoon. No more, no less. You must take it straight from the spoon. Do not mix it in hot tea or hot water. The heat will denature the powerful, living enzymes in the raw honey that make it so effective. Just take 1 spoonful 20 minutes before you get into bed. The critical mistake is using the wrong honey. The clear, pasteurized honey in the plastic bear-shaped bottle is not honey. It's a dead, processed sugar syrup that will spike your insulin and wake you up. You must use raw, unfiltered honey. It should look cloudy, thick, and often crystallized. This is a living food. Local raw honey is even better, as it contains pollen that can help modulate your immune system. Number 1. The cortisol. Off switch. Glycine powder. We have now arrived at the number 1 most powerful, direct, and fast-acting tool to shut down nighttime cortisol. This is the one that shocked Japanese researchers when they studied it. It's a simple, non-essential amino acid called glycine. Glycine works in 2 ways that are, frankly, revolutionary. First, it is a primary inhibitory neurotransmitter in your brainstem and spinal cord. That's a very fancy way of saying it is the body's main power-down signal. It literally tells your entire nervous system to shut off. Second, and this is the most incredible part, it dramatically lowers your core body temperature. A 2-degree drop in core temperature is a non-negotiable biological signal for your body to enter deep, restorative sleep. Cortisol raises your body temperature, keeping you vigilant. Glycine lowers it, forcing you into sleep. In the battle between cortisol and glycine, glycine wins. The Japanese study found that 3 grams of glycine before bed reduced the time it took to fall asleep, dramatically decreased nighttime awakenings, and, most importantly, participants woke up feeling incredibly refreshed, with 0 grogginess. Frank, a 75-year-old veteran, hadn't slept through the night in 20 years. He called this his miracle powder. He told me 30 minutes after taking it, he felt a wave of cool calm wash over him. He slept for 7 straight hours. Here is the how-to. 1 tablespoon of glycine powder, which is about 3 to 5 grams. Mix it in 4 ounces of water right before you get into bed. It has a slightly sweet taste, making it very easy to take. The common mistake is being afraid of it. It's not a foreign drug. It's an amino acid your body already uses to make collagen for your skin and joints. Unlike sleeping pills, which just knock you unconscious, glycine actually improves the quality of your sleep, so the sleep you get is far more restorative. This one works fast. Be in your pajamas and ready for bed when you take it. Your path to reclaiming your nights. So, as you can see, waking up at 3 a.m. is not a character flaw. It is not an inevitable part of aging. It is a signal. It is a signal that your blood sugar is crashing, that your inflammation is too high, or that your body's stress alarm is stuck in the on position. You now have 6 powerful, scientifically backed tools to fix these root causes. You don't have to use all of them. You can create your own personalized cortisol-crushing routine. Perhaps you start with glycine for the fast-acting off switch, combined with raw honey to solve the blood sugar problem. Or maybe you'll combine magnesium glycinate with tart cherry juice to tackle both muscle tension and inflammation. Reclaiming your sleep is the single most powerful thing you can do to reclaim your energy, your mood, and your brain health. You have the knowledge. You have the tools. My question for you is, which one of these are you going to try first? Are you going to start with the glycine, or the raw honey, or the magnesium? Make a commitment to yourself and to your health in the comments section below. We will be reading and supporting you on your journey. Thank you for watching.